Hi, crafty friends. Hey, I just wanted to pop on here real quick and do a miniature review of some Dollar Tree tools that I found in the garden section of the Dollar Tree the other day. I thought, wow, these are really interesting. I thought maybe you might find them interesting too, so I was really curious to see what all they actually cut. We have everything from needle nose pruners all the way up to these larger pruners, and this even says serrated pruning shears, so they really are for they're for plants, but my crafting mind always is curious to see what I could use, just to see. Maybe they are no good for crafting, and maybe they're actually pretty cool, and for $1.25 you can't go wrong. So I'm pretty curious, so hopefully you're curious too about these, and I thought, well, why not? Let's do a quick review and see how they perform. As you can see, they have a couple different colors. They had gray, and then they had this like grayish teal color. I guess I should have got all of one color, but oh well, at least you can see now that it actually comes in two different colors, or at least my Dollar Tree that I found these at, that's what they had. And then, so yeah, let's open them up and see how they perform. I've got several different materials to try to cut. I'm not sure if any or all of this will work. We're going to find out all of it together, but I was genuinely curious. So I have everything from as light as tissue paper all the way up to some, so I got this all at Dollar Tree. This is a Dollar Tree metal heart, so I thought, well, why not? Let's take a look, see how these perform. So I'll unbox these real quick and see how they perform. They're kind of plasticky, but you know, they're not too bad. So maybe this is just what the crafting doctor ordered. So, and like I said, for $1.25 each, you can't go wrong. So let's see. Actually, these feel pretty substantial. Actually, if I can figure out how to use them. Yeah, this might be good for dowel rods. Maybe, I'm not sure, but these are pretty cool. Yeah. Got a little safety mechanism there. I think this one does too, it looks like. Yeah, these feel kind of nice actually. It's got a serrated edge, so I'm thinking maybe this might even cut maybe little bits of wood and stuff too. So yeah, let's see. So we'll start out with the easy stuff, or maybe not so easy stuff. I don't know. This is just some tissue paper I got at the Dollar Tree. We'll see. Or needle nose pruners. This is pretty much what they look like. It looks like there's about a 2-inch nose on it, a blade on it. But yeah, let's see. Delicate. Oh, well, that went through it pretty simple, pretty easily. So we'll see what this one does. And like I said, this has got, I guess they all have little safeties on them. This one's on the nose here. Let's see what this one does. It's struggling with that a little bit, I hate to say, and I kind of was thinking maybe that it was going to struggle with the tissue paper, but you can see that that's not a great cut. Yeah, these don't like tissue paper, but then again, this would not be my go-to for tissue paper. So, but these did pretty well on the tissue paper. Let's see what the serrated does. Oh, well, that actually cut really well too. So 2 out of 3 isn't terrible. So if you're looking for just a quickie cut, these so far are in the lead. Not too bad. So we'll move on to the next. I thought we would do some cardstock. So this is just some poster board cardstock I also got at the Dollar Tree. We'll see what the needle nose does. And that actually did really well also. That's pretty good. Let's see what this one does. Yep, well, okay. That actually cut really well. It pinched it there in the very beginning, so when the blades come together, it pinches a little bit, but actually it did cut it, and it's a pretty good cut. This cut's a little bit smoother. You can there's a little bit of a chunkiness on this, but it's not bad. You'll see what the serrated does. And yeah, that cut really well. where the blade started, you can see where it kind of chipped it a little bit, but that's a smooth cut. That's not terrible. So far so good on all of these. My little safety mechanism's in the way. So I guess that's maybe good. But yeah, that's actually pretty good. We'll go on to the next. I thought the next one we could do a little bit of felt. I don't think this is Dollar Tree felt. I think this is actually, I got this at Hobby Lobby. It's kind of the scratchier felt. It's not the real flimsy felt. This is kind of like a not industrial felt, but it's a little bit thicker than the Dollar Tree felt. So let's see if the needle nose does pretty good. Nope, that's a no-go for the needle nose. That did not like the felt. It's trying. You have to kind of pinch the blades together, meaning like it's not. Oh, that's interesting. Our little spring just popped apart when I got a little crazy with it. So just FYI on that. I don't know if a little bit of hot glue or something to put that spring in there permanently. Maybe a little E6000. It did eventually cut it. So maybe it was just operator error, but the needle nose is actually cutting that now. So yeah. So okay, this is 3 out of 3 so far. Let's see what this one does. That is definitely no. That is just squishing it. So yeah, it's trying a little bit, but these are a no with the felt. Yeah, those are, again, I wouldn't grab these to do this particular job, but I was curious to see if this blade would cut what it would cut, and that's a nope for the felt. So far this one is in 3rd place. Now we'll try the serrated and see what this is. And I will say this, guys, this is having a tendency to catch. Our safety is a little bit sloppy, so it doesn't want to stay back. But I don't know if maybe that for $1.25 is it really that big of a deal? Maybe not. We'll see what the serrated does. And the serrated does not like the felt either. Yeah, it's trying to cut it a little bit, but that's a nope. It's just kind of squishing it. We'll move on to the next material. The next material will be a little bit of some fabric. This is just cotton fabric. I thought, I know that Dollar Tree does sell cotton fabric. This is just basic, just regular cotton fabric. Let's see what the needle nose does. What do you think, guys? Is it going to do it? Ooh, that's an actually really nice cut. That was almost ASMR kind of. Let me get it close to my mic. Oh. That's actually really nice. Too bad that's not a longer blade. That rivals my fabric scissors. That's pretty nice. These are pretty sharp, guys. I don't know. You might have to run out and get you a pair of these or a couple of pairs. These are really handy so far. Let's see. Let's see what these do. I'm thinking not. Yeah, no. That is, again, not the right tool. It kind of wants to try right there, but... Oh, wait. We got a little bit of a cut. Oh, no. It's not cutting it very well, guys. Yeah, that's kind of sad. But again, these aren't really the tool that I would grab to cut fabric. But... yeah, that's a nope on that one. Let's see what the serrated does. And the serrated is a nope. Yep. Nope. So far, these are these are not for light materials. This one is aces so far. So this particular with the needle nose, these are really handy and pretty nice, other than the little spring. But yeah, so far so good. We're stepping up our game a little bit. This is the faux leather from Hobby Lobby, and if you have a Cricut, you know that the Cricut does not like to cut this stuff. It's kind of stringy and kind of tough to cut. So yeah, the fibers on the back don't like to cut very well, so I'm curious to see if any of these Dollar Tree tools will actually cut it. So let's try this. Let's see what happens. All right, guys, so far so good. This is aces right here. Yeah, this one cuts really well so far. So I would say this is This is 5 out of 5 for the needle nose. That's pretty good right there. Let's see by chance if this will cut faux leather from Hobby Lobby. Nope. I'm beginning to think this is for rigid materials. Anything that has any flexibility, this is going to struggle to cut. This is mainly to cut small limbs in your plants, really. So for it to cut faux leather, that's asking a lot. So, but yeah, that's a nope. That's not working out too good. Let's see what this serrated does. I'm kind of curious. Yeah, once again, guys, nope. The serrated is not getting through that Hobby Lobby faux leather, which is I'm not surprised about. Again, I think this is also for rigid materials with the serrated like wood, but it was worth a shot. Let's try a little bit of burlap. So I have just regular burlap. This is again from Hobby Lobby, but I know that Dollar Tree sells burlap in rolls. So and by the Fat Quarter, I think too. So let's see how this goes. Oh yeah, this cuts it pretty good, guys. Oh man, I'm telling you, these are where it's at so far. These are pretty nifty. I'm gonna have to go back out and get me more of those. Let's see what the rounded nose do. Yep. That is not working. As you can see, it's just kind of gumming it. It's not getting through that by any means. That's not even close. Matter of fact, it's kind of making a mess out of it. Just kind of chewing it up a little bit. Let's see what the serrated does. Yeah, that's not doing too good either, guys. So far, this is the winner. Moving on, I got this stuff too. Again, this is from Hobby Lobby. This is that poly mesh. It's not burlap. It's kind of that plastic mesh that comes in really large rolls. It's really cool stuff to work with. But I was curious to see if any of these tools would actually cut that. Oh boy! Wow, that's really cool. These guys went through that like butter. See that? And that's a really nice cut. Really, really nice, you guys. Super nice. So yeah, that's pretty cool. These are really handy. Let's see what these do. Oh, it's making a mess now. Nope. Once again, guys, because it's a flexible material, this is not going to cut that. Let's see what the serrated does. Oh, the serrated actually went through that. I think there's because a little bit of this material is a little bit on the rigid side. It actually went through. So it's fighting me a little bit. This would not be the tool for the job, but it actually does cut it. So that's interesting to know. Huh. Really neat. Okay. The next material, I got a little bit of foam, packing foam, kind of something you could stick flowers in. So let's try the needle nose. See what this does. Nope. Oh no. Oh wait. Yeah, it did go through, guys. Look at that. I just had to give a little bit more, but that actually went through foam, you guys. Can you see that? These little needle nose are nice. Heck yeah, these are nice. I'm not loving the spring. See how the little spring keeps coming off? So I might have to put a little hot glue on there to keep that from popping off. But you guys, these are really nice. Really nice. Look at that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to hot glue that sucker. But yeah, I'm gonna go out and get more of those. That's really handy. Let's see what these do. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I think we found something this likes to go through. Oh, look at that, guys. That's really handy. Very nice. Yeah, that's chomping through it like butter. Yeah, that's really nice. Okay. And this, like I said, this is a little bit more rigid. It's pretty firm. So it absolutely would go through that. But that's really nice. So that's about an inch of foam. And it went through it pretty easily. Really nice. Let's see what the serrated does. Okay. Well, the serrated went through it too. So, all right. Good to know, guys. Very nice. And that's a pretty clean cut right there. That's a really nice clean cut. Very nice. Okay. Pretty nice. I'm going to try this. I had a thought. I wanted to see if these will cut these little scrubbing sponges. I like to cut these down in quarters, and I use them for paint brushes. Let's see. The needle nose does not like that very much. Yeah, the needle nose does cut through this, but it's not liking it. It can go through the foam okay, but when it's trying to cut through the scrubby stuff, it goes through it, but it's giving a little, well, it does cut. That's a pretty clean cut right there. So I guess it does go through it. Not too bad. I just wish this little spring would stay in its spot. So that's definitely an E6000 or a hot glue situation right there for sure. Let's see what this one does. See what the pruners do. Let's see. Yeah, okay. That actually went through pretty well too. It went through the green stuff better than the spongy part. Mainly because the green stuff is, the scrubby part's a little bit more firm. It did cut through pretty well. Look at that. Yeah, it's biting through. Now, I will say this, you can see because the blade is kind of short, it's kind of a jagged cut, but it really, in a pinch, that went through really well. Okay, all right, Dollar Tree. Okay, well, maybe not. I don't know. That had some trouble right there. Let's see what the serrated does. Ooh, yeah, look at that clean cut. Look at that, guys. That's really nice. All right. There we go. That's what I'm talking about, Dollar Tree, right there. That's handy. Well, until the end, then I ripped it apart. All right, Dollar Tree. Are you trying to trick me? What is going on here? All right. Well, I would say that this is kind of a draw. This cut the yellow part really well. This cut the green part really well, and this one was just kind of mediocre all the way through. So, yeah, okay. They all got the job done, just maybe not fantastically, but not too bad. Not too bad. Let's try a little bit of, well, let's try this. We'll do a zip tie. This is just some thin plastic zip ties. I'm guessing this will have no trouble with cutting this. And I was right. Yeah, the needle nose went right through that easy peasy. Easy peasy. Let's try this one. See if this works. And yeah, and these, I feel like you can get a better leverage grip, so you can really kind of squeeze it down and you can get some better leverage, and that went through it easier than the needle nose. Let's try the serrated. Oh yeah, the serrated went right through that too, so that was pretty simple. So all three had zero trouble cutting the zip ties. So if you guys do a lot of deco mesh and or some wire wreath frames, and you do the deco mesh wreaths, any one of these did a fantastic job going through that. So that was nothing. All three passed with flying colors on that one. So now this is you'll have to take my word for it. This is a floral stem from Dollar Tree. I know it looks like it's been through the worst. I'm working on another project, and I stripped it clean other than one little sad little leftover leaf, but you'll have to take my word for it that it's it's floral stem. But I wanted to see if any one of these can cut through that plasticky wire floral stem. I hate to use these on this, but we'll see. I think there's wire in here because you can mold these. See how you can mold them? So I'm pretty sure there's a little bit of wire in here. So these are probably not meant for wire. I hate to do this, but we'll see. We'll see if it goes through. It did, but I might not be able to cut anything with these after that. But it did cut the plastic and the wire. I had to squeeze pretty hard, but it did the trick. Again, I don't know if this would be the tool for this job. Let's see what this will do. I think this is more up this alley. Oh, you guys, if you're a florist or you use a lot of artificial flowers, grab you some of these, guys. That went through it like nothing. There's wire in here and there's a little bit of plastic. These worked really well on that. You can see that it just went through, and I don't have the strongest hands, so that that's really nice. So these are really nice for artificial flowers, guys. This is really, really nice. So get you some of these if you do a lot of floral arranging. Let's see what the serrated does. Yeah, the serrated, oh wait, the serrated part didn't like the floral, but see there's like a little bit of a little notch in the blade right here. I don't know if you guys can see that. Right in here, if you put the floral stem right in that notch and then cut, that actually cut pretty well. Now these did a better job, but these got it done right in that notch, but the actual serrated part didn't want to cut very well. It just wants to pinch it. When you squeeze the handles, it pushes that floral stem right off the edge. So, but if you get it right down in that little nook right there, it actually does cut. So that's pretty handy. So again, either one of these, you really can't go wrong. These were a little bit easier to squeeze than these, but that actually worked pretty well. I'm curious to know if it would go through this thicker stuff. Let's see. I don't know if I'm strong enough, but we'll see. We'll start right there. Whoa, you guys, that's 3 pieces of wire. I'm not sure if you can see that on camera, but there's 3 little wire stems in there as well as the plastic, and these cut right through that. So that's really handy. Wowee, okay. I didn't cut it on the thicker part. I cut it right at the little cinch part, but that's pretty nice. Okay, well, I did cut through it. There it goes again. It takes a little bit of effort, but boy, oh boy, that went through there. That's actually 4 pieces of wire right there, guys. That's pretty interesting to know. So, okay, all right. I'm guessing these probably won't go through that. Yeah, nope. The thicker part, guys, it's trying to go through the plastic, but once it gets to the wire, only these got through that. But heck, that's pretty good. You guys, these are outstanding for thicker stuff like wire. That's really good to know. So, all right, some wire wrapped in twine, and this stuff is really handy, and I use this in a lot of crafts, so I was curious to see if anything could cut through this stuff. And I'm guessing, again, these are not the tool for this job. It did cut it. Okay, I'm really surprised about that, guys. Okay, well, it's only one bit of wire, really. Let me get that out of the way. You can see, I don't know what gauge that would be, probably. It's pretty thin, it's pretty malleable, but so the needle nose do go through that. It takes a little bit of effort, but it also goes through that twine really well, so that's not bad. Let's see if this will go through this. I'm curious, being that it's kind of malleable. Yeah, that didn't go through there. Oh. Once again, guys, you're gonna have to glue these to its points, because if you open these up wider than the spring will allow, it comes apart. But nothing but a little bit of glue would probably work pretty well. But yeah, I didn't want to cut through this, guys. It just wants to pinch it and wrap it around. If you can see that, it didn't want to cut it. It just wanted to wrap it. So that's a nope on that one. Let's see what the serrated does. Oh, the serrated blade actually cut this wire. So that's really curious. Huh, let's see what the little nook does. Nope. The nook did the exact same thing that these did. It just kind of pinched it and wrapped it around the blade. See how it wants to just wrap it? And it'll just go right around that blade. So that didn't work. But the serrated part actually did work. Well, it did work. There it goes. It doesn't want to go through that twine too well. But that's what these are for, right? There you go. So far, it sounds like maybe you're just going to have to go out and get all 3 of these, because it seems like these can do the light work, these can do the really heavy-duty stuff, and then this is all the in-between. I got a few more things I'd like to try to cut real quick. Got a Dow Rod. This is just a like a bamboo skewer that you would use in like kebabs or whatnot. I was just curious to see. I used a lot of wood in my projects too. I was just wanting to know if any of these would cut that. Wow, the needle nose went through that easy peasy. I'm really surprised about that. That actually worked really well with minimal effort. That's really nice. Let's see what these do. I'm guessing these will go through. And my little spring is acting wild again. All right, let's try this again. Oh yeah, that's easy. Super nice, you guys. Wowee. That's easy. Super nice. So that went through that little skewer pretty well. Let's see what the serrated does. Serrated went through that as well. Okay, guys. All three of these went through this little skewer. Let's see what the little nook does. Oh, that, again, easy. So all three of these actually went through this little skewer. So that's not too bad. So it beats kind of trying to break it and have it splinter on you. You just cut it and see. That's a pretty flush cut. So that's really nice. On all three cut that just like that. Let's step up a little bit. Let's see if it does, any one of these does this. Now this is going to be asking a lot. I'm a little bit nervous on this one. So I don't even think I'm going to try to cut this. I don't know. We'll see. This might just try to crush it. Yeah, that's a no-go for the needle nose. That's too much asking for that. Let's see what this does. You go. Safety warning, that just went flying across my studio, but it did cut off about an inch, so that's pretty exciting. So these just cut this, probably 1/4 inch Dow Rod. Maybe not quite a 1/4 inch, but that's some heavy duty cutting right there, if you ask me. For Dollar Tree, $1.25, that just went through a 1/4 inch Dow Rod, so that's maybe not quite. But I'd say a little bit smaller than a straw. You guys, that did really well. It took a little bit of effort, but that cut, you guys, look at that. Okay, let me see what the serrated does. The serrated is a no-go. That just, again, wants to just push it right off the end. Let's see what the nook does. Nope. So it's trying. You can see where the teeth has bit into it, but that's a nope. You'd really have to really manhandle those. Oh my goodness, that's a lot. I'm not even going to try. So these are the only one that got that done, but that's good to know, guys. Really nice. I use a lot of popsicle sticks too. I was just curious to see if any one of these would go through a popsicle stick, and these are just Dollar Tree popsicle sticks. These are just average. There's nothing spectacular about them. And yeah, okay, the needle nose went right through that. I don't know if this would be the tool that I'd grab to cut this, but it actually did work really well. I'm curious to see how the rounded edges will do. That cut it. That's really curious. It's giving me quite a bit of resistance, but it did cut it. So I don't know, maybe flat surfaces they don't do well in the rounded edge, but it actually went through this pretty well. Not too bad. Let's see what the serrated does. Oh wow, yeah, the serrated went through that really well, guys. Wow, if you do a lot of popsicle sticks, this blade works really well. That's dynamite. The serrated does really well. So yeah, that's actually really nice. Okay, just word of warning though. Yeah, maybe cover them somehow when you cut, because the ends like to go flying. But yeah, that went through that really well. Okay, Dollar Tree, I'm seeing you. So far, all of these have some plus and minuses, but mostly pluses, really. This is really nice. Well, I did have one more item that I wanted to see maybe if it would cut, and it's just this tin Dollar Tree heart. I'm really curious. I do a lot of metal work too in some of my crafts, and I thought, well, I'm curious to see. This is just really thin metal. You can bend it, but I was wondering if any one of these blades would cut this thin metal. Let's try it. So let's see. This is the needle nose, and wow, guys, that actually cut that really well, and that's a really clean cut. Look at that. That's really nice. So, okay. So the needle nose did cut through that. That didn't do as well, mainly because the blade wants to just pinch it. So maybe if you had just a small piece of metal you wanted to cut. But yeah, this isn't the tool for the job. Let's see what the serrated does. The serrated is going through that really well. Right here where the blade starts, though, it does kind of want to pinch the metal a little bit. I don't know if you guys can see that, but the serrated went through that really well as well. So yeah, if you start the cut, don't slip this all the way to that blade stops. You want to make sure that you put your material kind of where the blade starts, and that goes through really well too, guys. So this would be something I'd gravitate towards if you did a lot of metal work. So that actually worked really well. Wowee. Huh. That's really surprising. That went through that really well. All right, guys. Pretty nifty stuff. I'm pretty impressed with these for $1.25, you guys. You can't go wrong with these. So I would go out and get you one of each. I'm telling you, these, you can't go wrong. Tomorrow I'm gonna run out and go get some more because these are handy as heck. I'm just really curious. I do have one more thing. I'm wondering if maybe this might be just too mammoth. I don't know. This is pretty serious stuff. I won't try to cut with the needle nose, but I am kind of curious to see if this would cut. This is one of those wire hanging baskets from Dollar Tree, and this is some pretty serious, almost like hanger material. This is really thick, so I'm curious to see if any one of these would cut. Nope. It wants to try, but that's a nope. The rounded blade does not. It wants to cut, and I think if I had stronger hands, I might be able to make it go through, but that's a nope. And then I'm not even going to try the serrated, but I'm going to try that little nook and see. Nope. Oh, boo. I was kind of hoping maybe I'd have a little surprise material. All right, well, surprise, surprise. So in conclusion, if I had to pick one out of the three, I would be really hard pressed to do so. I think each one of these has value, and for $1.25, oh my gosh, you cannot go wrong. So I would run out and get you a whole bunch of these. To be honest, I would go out and buy a couple of each. So this did really well with the flexible materials and papers and that sort of thing. The burlap. This did really well with like the rigid stuff, like the Dow rods and the wire. That did really, really well. And then this did like the medium stuff, but also did in between where it was the foam. It did the metal really well. It also did the Dow rods and that little nooks. I'm not going to choose between them. I'm going to take all of them. So, and I'm going to go to Dollar Tree tomorrow, and I'm going to go get myself another set. So I have one in the house, one in the shop, and maybe I'll get one for my studio. So, yay, you guys. Don't sleep on these. $1.25. Go out and get you some. These are really handy. If you guys found this helpful and you want more of these types of videos, let me know, and I'll be happy to maybe start doing some reviews. Remember to like, share, and all the good stuff, even subscribe. Hope you have a great night, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!